morning again, folks. Bart Heitch here at Supreme Courts. Follow us on Instagram at Supreme Courts. Good Hope here with us today. The Raiders just off a sudden death win. Coach Adams and his team coming in, joined also by his father Scott Adams, a longtime coach at Holly Pond for years, and also Colton Lindsay, 6'7" senior who didn't play today. A little meniscus action. I'll ask you about that. But so, Coach, excellent defensive game. You know, got a W over a gritty Boaz team. How'd you feel like it went out there?
Yeah, I mean, there was obviously some sloppiness and some things we've got to improve on, but like I was saying earlier, we've been a zone team for really the last 5-6 years. We run a matchup zone, and then we've been the kind of a 1-3-1 type team the last several. So we're really learning a lot this summer. Learning just the basic kind of run and jump principles in the full court and then our half court man. We've made mistakes, obviously, still learning, helping the helper better, closing out better, on-ball defense has to get better. But, I thought we played really hard. I mean, we limited them. I think it was 44-42. So, obviously, we didn't hit a lot of shots, but they're solid. They're well coached. And I was just pleased with the effort overall.
So, Coach, I want to speak about you going into your senior year. It's tough to not be out there today.
Yes, sir.
I know, but getting that knee healthy and getting back, what is it that you need to? What are you going to work on this summer to make your game more effective come October?
For me, it's just so much as gaining weight and being able to get back in the groove. Being in shape is key. You want to be healthy for your senior year, and this is my second knee surgery, so trying not to make
ACL last summer,
yes,
so it's had a tough go.
So just making sure that shot's good and staying in shape is really key. The way that we play.
Well, you can tell that even you were talking about how well spoken he is, and just intensities, it matters everything. Not pushing yourself too much, not going too hard. All right, so the Adams family here, third generation Coleman County basketball. Coach Scott Adams down here on the end, 9 years at Holly Pond. First, I'll go to you, Drew, and then Coach Scott, if you'll elaborate as well. What are the ingredients that if you go home or if you're Sunday afternoon after church eating at the dinner table, what have you after game? What are the 3 key ingredients that have always been instilled in the Adams family basketball tradition?
I would say a few things. He was really successful with the girls teams at Holly Pond, and just a couple things. First of all, it's just effort, man. Like we want when people leave the gym each night, we want them talking about how hard Holly Pond or Good Hope played basketball that night. Secondly is we got to be able to hit shots. We got to be able to hit shots. He started a thing. He started a shot challenge every summer with his girls years back, and I think it led to a lot of their success. And it's a weakness right now for us, 3-point shooting, but we're really advocating our guys getting a lot of shots up in the gym. We've all obviously been able to buy, technology allows with shooting guns and things like that to get more shots up, and so just effort. Hitting shots, and then, man, just unselfishness. We've got more guys we're able to play this year than we've had in all 7 years I've been here. We're about 9-10 deep. So just unselfishness and just knowing, we might need you to get 16 one night, but the next night, we may need you to get 7 with 6 or 7 assists and some charges taken. And we got young guys that are still learning that. But I think effort, hitting shots, and then just playing for each other. The way we are, the way we play, we're not the biggest, we're not the fastest. We got to play for each other. I think that's our 3 main keys.
Coach, did he say it perfectly like you
would have
scripted it?
I think it's pretty close, especially those first 2. One thing that we've talked about is we want to be a team. We always say, everybody says it. Let's be the hardest working team in the county, in the state. Everybody says that, but few people do it. And so to me, that is consistency. You gotta teach it, preach it every single day, and eventually, like we told our players, you can play hard. You have no idea. You can play so much harder than you're playing. You don't realize it. You think you're playing hard, but you play so much harder. And a lot of that, you need depth for that, but also you condition yourself to do that. And people pace themselves so much. The other thing is shooting. And my dad always said, and one of the hallmarks of the Holly Pond teams in the 80s that were successful. And he went to 3 Final Fours and had a lot of success there with shooting the basketball. And one of his statements was, good shooting covers a multitude of mistakes. If you can just put the ball in the basket, it'll cover up turnovers, it'll cover up a bad and right now, we are like a 23, 24 3-point shooting team, and we're getting good shots, and we're just missing them. If we go from 24% to 35%, or just 1 out of every 3, 33%, changes everything. Changes everything. And then probably the last thing I would say is ownership. If you can get a bunch of guys to take ownership of a program and say, coaches, we know y'all want to be good, but we want to be good just as much as you do, and we'll take care of things. We'll make sure guys are being what they're supposed to be. You got something.
So going into this senior year, Colton, and I'll ask the coaches their expectations. As the leader, give me the storybook season. Give it to me if you could write it exactly like you wanted it. Getting healthy, stepping in August, and everything rolling. You being the leader. What does this senior year look like for you?
I feel like a storybook ending for me, not like personally. I feel like as a team, obviously we want to win a county championship. We want to win an area championship, but that's not really our end goal. We want to beat Haleyville. We want to go to Wallace. We want to win, and that's pretty much what we're set out for.
And speaking of those, you always want to beat those teams that came through, your area. And kind of getting a little personal here. We were talking off camera earlier, but just what, from a family standpoint, what dads mean. What dads mean. I know what my father and everything he poured into me in basketball, and that's just such a blessing to me to see this family tradition going on in us talk. But just talk about that a little bit, about having, what your dad meant down on the end, Coach, and then drew you, and then if you will follow up, Coach, and just a little brief for it's Father's Day coming up. Let's give a little shout out to the dads.
Well, and yeah, it does, and we are a basketball family, like I said. And now my dad didn't come from a basketball family. He kind of worked hard and got himself into that position. But I grew up playing for him, and then I actually was coaching with him. I got a job at Holly Pond out of college, and was his assistant. Really enjoyed doing that. And unfortunately, he had lymphoma and started getting sick, and I actually had to take over for him. And that was a really, really difficult time. And there was times in my coaching career early that I was like, man, it sure would be nice to run this off Dad and bounce this off Dad and talk to him about that. And I didn't have that. And I always told my wife, I said, when he first started coaching, I said, I hope I'm always able to be there for him and be able to help him, because I know how difficult it can be sometimes, and you feel like the world's beating up on you when things are not going good. And so when I got the opportunity, when he got this job at Good Hope, I wasn't looking for it, but I got out of coaching, and it just fell into place. And for him to be actually humble enough to say, Dad, were you willing to come in here? Because so many would be like, I don't want him coming here and dictating what I'm doing. I can handle this, or I don't want him getting credit for what I'm doing. And for him to listen to me and us have that relationship. How many people get to see their sons every single day? And that's just an incredible blessing. We have a great relationship, and he listens to me. Now look, he also will tell me when I'm wrong, and during games, he's got that freedom.
Yes.
That's the only time I can tell him to shut up.
I know, it's a good feeling that.
That's the only time I can tell him
Our
to shut up.
personalities are opposite. I'm very high-strung.
Yeah.
I go into, I get all fired up and bothered when things are not going good. He's very calm, which I like. And so he sometimes, I remember specifically, we was in a game, and he goes, you need to calm down. You're making me a nervous wreck. And so I know that's why I sit on the end of the bench. I don't sit beside him.
Yeah.
And so I sit on the end, and so I can do the things down here, and he's not constantly hearing my loud mouth. But it is incredible. And plus on top of that, we got guys like Colton Leeds. We got incredible guys to work with, and getting to go to Good Hope. You find there's good people all over the place. I've been a Holly Pond guy all my life, and going to Good Hope and just seeing these good people that you're working with, it's been a great experience.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm trying to, I feel like the last 3 or 4 years I've kind of taken it for granted. My first 2 years he wasn't helping. He had kind of, I think he retired, and then I got the Good Hope job. I think the next year, he was at Holly Pond, I was at Good Hope. So two or three years I had Justin Abbey, who just got the Varsity girls job. They're really good, been really good the last few years. He was my JV coach. We were best buddies in high school, played against each other. He went to Cold Springs. And then had another guy, Jody Maddox, that came in and helped us a little bit. And then time kind of went by, and Dad started to I think he started to kind of get that itch to get back in.
Yeah.
He had been coaching girls for a long time, and man, he just came in and basically offered if we wanted a little bit of assistance. Because you don't know, he might not want to be around it,
right.
But he was, and he came in that one summer and it was a huge addition. He came in, I think day one of practice, he had already lit somebody up, shoot him out in the screen, and I was like, whoa, let's stay. You might not even know his name yet.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's been. I tell him all the time he's a psychopath. Like he has statted all 8 of our playdate games so far. Like literally goes home, stats them. Not a lot of teams doing that, and he's doing that. I'm not asking him to do that.
Yeah.
So it's just it's really cool. And you know, obviously his wife and family's able to be involved with games and things like that. So I think day to day, I get a little stressed out and take it for granted, but we're also trying to cherish it. And side note, I mean, he knows what he's doing. He handles a lot of our defensive stuff. I handle a lot of our offensive stuff, and we trust each other with that. So it's been really neat.
Personally, my dad, I mean, he's helped me through 2 ACL surgeries, or two knee surgeries, 1 ACL surgery, and I don't know if I would be where I'm at, you know. If it wouldn't be for him, I probably wouldn't be playing basketball, especially making it after an ACL surgery. You know, I could have just easily just quit, been done. But not only my dad, these 2 guys serve as a father figure to me and our team, definitely. You know, it's so easy to play, it's so hard for them because you see how much effort they put into it. Like staffing a summer league game, that means nothing.
Right.
So it makes it so easy when they're putting in so much effort for you to get on the floor and go for a loose ball or take a hit or something like that. It's so easy.
Well, this is impressive sitting here talking to you guys and, you know, watching today. There's good things going on at Good Hope basketball. I'm glad to sit down with you guys. Hope the knee gets well.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All you fathers out there, enjoy this one and have a good Father's Day. Follow us at S Courts Gville at Supreme Courts. We'll be looking forward to seeing Good Hope later on this year.